Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot and a red state, utilizing tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we've got going on. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be an article that I posted last week or earlier this week in the comments or in the post side of YouTube, and it was a Daily Beast article, and it was about I'm pulling this up here. Are they like setting Vance up to be like the face of MAGA? And so anyway, but real quick, before I get into this, I want to show you something that's just so sweet. I have 5 cats. The cat distribution system has been very generous to us. And so almost every time that I'm doing readings, one of my cats, Schrodinger, is right next to me. And I just wanted to show you this real quick, if I can get him in there. You guys can see him. He's my buddy. Oh, and he's he's a little prickly. He came to us. It's a long story as to how. Anyway, he wasn't a stray. He just rehomed himself from wherever he was living, and I don't know. He wasn't taught manners, and so he's very prickly. He uses his claws a lot, and so but he's a sweet cat. He's just a little rough around the edges. So that one time I did a reading and he jumped up in the middle of my reading. I was like, oh, I got to get him to move, and he does not move real well. But he's here offering his energy, and as I said, he's a really sweet cat. He just needs to learn some manners. So anyway, side quest into that. The other cat that you usually see will be Abby. She's one of my other tabbies. I've got 3 tabbies. And so she's usually like either sitting there in that seat or she's like up here behind me. So anyway, so 2 of the tabbies will almost always, be close by. So this article that the Daily Beast put out, I'm pulling it up here. I thought I had it pulled up, but the MAGA movement is ready to dump Donald Trump. Here's his replacement. And it's an opinion piece. Now, remember, whenever I said, this is going to be evidence that Project 2025 really is trying to move Trump out and install Vance. And they're doing everything that they can to shore up support for Vance. Okay, I'm a little surprised that this was run in the Daily Beast. So, as I said, a little surprised about that. But yeah, and we're seeing it. We are seeing it. We've these incidents that have happened where they're trying to blame the left. They're trying to, and they're not successfully doing it. Nobody believes them. And so this article went into, and I wanted to read just a little bit from this article. It's not very long. So while Trump spoke as a politician, Erica Kirk and Vance adopted an approach that appeared more consistent with televangelists. As Erica stated explicitly, what they were to advance was the politics of religious revival. Their message was unmistakable. The future of MAGA is Christian nationalism. Their central figure for their movement going forward would not be Trump, but Jesus. And then it goes on to say there are deeply troubling elements to this trend. Yeah, no kidding. First, of course, is the fact that not all Americans are Christian or even religious, and that one of the principles on which this country was founded was the separation of church and state. So I do like the subtlety of, the message from this, that they're bringing out that subtlety of they're not going to try to replace Trump with Vance, but rather Trump with Jesus. And Vance just happens to be that messenger, trying to make it more palatable. And if you're wondering, like, how the hell does this how did this happen? So they're a cult. Okay, they're a cult, and you got to have a central leader for this cult. And that right now they've all coalesced around Trump, but that the writing is on the wall that is going to not be their central figure. He's 79, poor health, and a lot of what they're doing right now is even MAGA's like that's not what we're about. So I grew up, I was raised in a Southern Baptist home. I understand the lingo. And from early age, you are taught you get a better, mansion there in the sky whenever by, all the people you bring to Jesus. And it's like, how is that? I even remember going, but there's other cultures and religions, and what gives us the right to do that? I did not make a very good Southern Baptist. And I was always told, too much critical thinking. You just need to have more faith. And I'm like, but I'm not going to check my brain out at the door. I didn't, and I left. So that's the short of my childhood in the Southern Baptist religion. I realized they're batshit crazy, and nothing. I mean, it didn't matter how many questions I asked, it never made sense to me. So they truly believe it is they were doing God's work. They're on a mission from God to, yes, that is a quote from the Blues Brothers. They're on a mission from God, and it is to evangelicalize the entire country. That I can say that, and that is what they want to do. And if you try to tell them that this is not a Christian nation, they will say, oh, and they will whip out this whole list, and it's like, but that doesn't our Constitution. And so they just will not. So what I want to do is I want to look at, is this what's happening? Are they really? I want to know, are they going to be successful? That's what I want to know. And this is the questions I have here are, will they be appointed? Will the cult follow them? What does that look like? Plus, the government is moving, to blame more political violence on the left. And so when I posted that article, somebody said, so we're going to have Kirk, Vice President Kirk, is in the wife. And I was like, if you're watching this and you're the one that posted that, first of all, I was like, oh my God, no. And I almost threw up a little bit. So anyway, do I dare ask that? I mean, would we be surprised? We would not be surprised. So I just kind of want to do a reading on this article. And is that, what can we expect? Is this just more of them trying to push that narrative to make Vance the replacement Trump? Okay, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Will Vance successfully replace Trump? Or, will MAGA, that's what I want to know. Will MAGA follow Vance? Okay, entertainment purposes only. They're waiting. It's like, no, this is not a movement card. This is we're going to wait and see. So the challenge to that is, these are both patience cards. These are cards this is one of, things have stalled. Things are not moving forward. It's in literally a state of suspension. Don't have a leg to stand on. And then this is the challenge is the patience. And if you remember, I did, and in fact, I will link those readings at the end of this one about the troubles that Vance is going to have whenever he's trying to become POTUS. And to recap just real briefly, what I got was that he's losing patience, and he's going to try to power grab under Section 3, or Trump will have a health event. He will be able to use Section 3 of the 25th Amendment, which is normal, whenever a president, has just a normal, surgery or something. But that he was going to get impatient and power grab when that goes awry, and is going to try to claim the fourth section of that, which is to remove him because he's unable to continue in the office. And so what I got in those readings was that Vance's big misstep is going to be that he is not patient, that he pushes. He doesn't wait. And so what's coming up here in the heart of this is tying back directly to those readings that I did. I did those a few weeks ago. So it's like, be patient. And he doesn't want to be patient. Drunk on power. And if he is not drunk on power, he stood up there at that Charlie Kirk memorial, and he had assumed the office of president, because the person sitting in the Oval Office right now, malignant narcissist, did exactly what a malignant narcissist was going to do, and he made it all about him. And Vance was actually able to deliver. I didn't agree with the message, but he was actually able to deliver a message that spoke to that crowd. That's what I will say. I don't think that speech that Trump gave spoke to anybody. And then the foundation of this, the emperor. Okay. So yeah, the foundation of him wanting, of Vance wanting to become president is Trump. That's the foundation. That is, it feels like the weight around Vance's neck is Trump, and that this is what he thinks, that that's what's preventing him from becoming president. And it's like, no, JD, nobody likes you. That's why you're not, that's what it comes down to. And recent events, Mad King Don. So the recent events is, I did not watch the Charlie Kirk memorial. We checked in on it every once in a while. I mean, it went on forever. And then we've seen clips, through various podcasts. And Trump was just an absolute disaster. I mean, he's a disaster, anything he does. So I wasn't expecting that to be any different. But, and then the agreement. And if you look here is, this could very well be, Erica and Vance, which I find really interesting in this image, because Vance is the one that has dark hair and Erica's the one who has blonde hair, and it's reversed here. So that's I just wanted to point that out. That's interesting. So yeah, it's this feeling of, we're leaving Trump, in the past, and we're like, he wants to just go ahead and kind of like start acting that role. Like he was trying that roll on for size on whenever that was, it Sunday, whenever that memorial was. And so he gave the message that the people needed to hear, and that Erica Kirk, could stand behind. That was, so yeah, that's exactly what they utilized that moment to try on the role of POTUS for Vance. Okay, will the cult follow him? And what does that look like? Will the cult follow him, and what does that look like? Oh, it was just... Just want to make sure I did say for entertainment purposes only. As I was shuffling, I was looking at this. This is probably Peter Thiel down here. That, or it's just like the Heritage Foundation Project 2025 is the foundation of this. They want to wait until the timing is right. JD is the one who's being impatient. He's the one who's drunk on power and is like, but look, I did a good job. I mean, it's like, look at me, I did it. You can go ahead and put me in there. But yet you've got Trump over here. Trump is still very much in the picture. And as far as will they follow him, what does that look like? People uprise, and this could be, but then it's hidden. The challenge is the moon card. Things are changing. Hold on just a second. Let me keep going, because it's like what I'm feeling with that moving forward. The money propping him up. Yeah, it does not end well for them. Okay, so with this judgment card, I'm getting the feeling here, like usually I get like this whole fascist movement ends because the people uprise. I was asking specifically about are like MAGA, are they going to follow him? And this is a rebirth card. So this is almost like this feeling of they like the idea, like there needs to be this rebirth of Christian nationalism in the United States. Okay, that's what this is. And then you get but it's hidden, it's elusive, it's not, things aren't as they seem. So while they're using the politicians, okay, hold on just a sec. It's like the feelings I'm getting with this card. Okay, MAGA they are seeing this as a rebirth into turning this country into a Christian nationalist, country. However, they're not, it's like the things that are being done in the name of Christianity is not what they signed up for. You know, like that, they're starting, what I'm getting is like they're starting to wake up. The challenge is they can't, that Project 2025 people, they're not going to be able to keep this hidden, like the ulterior motives. They're not going to be able to keep that stuff hidden. And so, yeah, here you've got the oligarchs, Peter Thiel, trying to move this movement forward, the messaging, the bully wand going forward, and yet this was the end card. This is not going to be my success card. Okay. This is like I'm trying to get this is someone who's not really committed. This is someone who you don't want to go into battle with. This is someone who, oh, look at the bright, shiny object. So Vance is playing at trying to be POTUS. He's just not. Okay. I don't care how much they try to do, how much they try to prop him up, whatever, they try to say here. I mean, these are all really major arcana cards here. Like, we are, this is the movement is going to be revitalized. We're going forward. That's the messaging. But this moon card of it's not going to happen. And this card, the Page of Swords, they're just not going to follow him. They may give him a moment, but they're just not. So are they going to try to use Erica Kirk in some way? And I'll just do 3 cards on that. Are they going to try to utilize Erica Kirk in some way? The World card, the messaging, and the Sun card. She has arrived. Her star is rising. I don't see them moving her into a political role, but I do see them utilizing her in some way because she now has this platform and like the ear of those evangelical Christians. So expect that, like the messaging that comes out in that will be kind of how they use her. Does she realize that that's how is she going to go along with this? Brand new beginnings, and this is like the ending of one thing and the beginning of something else. Oh yeah, she's using her husband's death to do some, like, she's got her own thing she's doing, and the being in, like, they're not going to make her vice president. That's what I'm trying to say with that. And I don't know that she's going to allow her husband's message to be used in that way. Yeah, she's got other, I was looking at this. It's like she's got other things that she's going to do. She's got other stuff. I don't want to go too much into Erica Kirk right now because I do want to let the dust settle because that grieving is just really overwhelming. But I will say that how do I want to word this? She's a grieving widow, absolutely. However, I don't think that either there's some things that are going to come out that I don't know that she's going to be completely on board with. That's, things around her husband, things around the MAGA movement. There's like things, like I see this box, and as this box is being opened up and like things are being pulled out of it, I just don't see, I see her kind of going, no, that's not what we're doing. So I don't want to go too far into that because I don't know how accurate of a reading I would get because she's got real high emotions right now. So that's why I kind of want to let the dust settle on that. But that's kind of what I'm seeing is like, as this box is being unpacked by like Project 2025, she is not going to be on board with a lot of that. So anyway, I still am getting that, yeah, this is more of that propaganda trying to move the base to Vance. It's like I see them at some point they're just going to have to do it and like to install Vance, and it's just not going to work. I don't know how else to say that. And what is it, the I've had it women say, you know, that he has no riz. He doesn't have the political capital. He just doesn't. So anyway, that's what I'm getting today. I will keep watching this and keep doing readings, hopefully as long as we have free speech. So thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Check out some of my other readings. As I said, I'll put those other, oh, they're on this side. I'll put, it ended up being 2 parts. So I'll put Vance 1 and 2 over here for you to check out. This is still going right in line with what I got on those readings. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next reading.